Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're just going to do a full body dancer's workout with a little bit of yoga, a little bit of Pilates, and a little bit of dance. Let's go. Alright, making sure you have enough space to move around. You don't necessarily need a yoga mat, but it is helpful if you've got tender knees or you need some extra cushion for your sacrum. Alright, so I'm going to show you kind of what we're going to do, and then we're just going to do it. So we're going to start, deep breath in, and we're going to take a deep plie, chin to chest, rolling down one vertebrae at a time to a forward fold, and then you're going to plie, bending the knees, and you're going to either walk, or if you can, slide your hands out into a plank. From the plank, you're then going to do a push-up, elbows in, hover, and you're going to push your feet forward, back, coming up, and you're going to do a shoulder tap, plie, back to plank, walking your hands in to then jumping up to start over. We're going to do it, we'll start with 5 times. Let's see if I can talk, breathe, and do it. So here we go, deep breath in. Exhale, chin to chest, rolling down the spine to forward fold. Breathing in, plie the legs to then walk or slide out to plank. Taking a chaturanga, pushing the weight forward, back up to plank, shoulder tap, deep plie, leaving the knees off the ground, back to plank, walking hands to feet, rolling up to jump. Here we go again. Breathing in, rolling down, plie, sliding hands out and push up. Weight forward, weight back, up, shoulder tap, plie, knees off the ground, plank, walking hands in, rolling up to jump, and again, deep breath in. Making sure as you do this, rolling down, you're breathing, walking hands out or sliding, push up, forward, back, up, shoulder tap, deep plie, back to plank, walking your hands to roll up, jump, and down. Here we go, one last time. Breathing in, chin to chest, rolling down, forward fold, bending the legs, walking or sliding out to plank, push up, weight forward, weight back, shoulder tap, and plie, knees off the ground, back to plank, walking your hands up to the beautiful. Man, doing that, talking and remembering to breathe gets to you. Deep breath in, rolling down. This time we're going to come to a downward dog. Take a few moments, tread your feet. Roll your shoulders. Coming down to all fours. Finding that good neutral spine in tabletop position. Remembering to disperse the weight in your hands by pressing your finger pads into the floor. Let's take a cow. Inhale, exhale to cat. just on your own time, doing cow. Exhale the cat. And feel free to move around in the space. Maybe your spine just needs a different stretch. All right. Lifting our left leg, or straightening our left leg to then lift, making sure that our pelvis is centered and neutral so nothing weird is happening. And when we lift our leg up, when that femur moves in the hip socket, we want to make sure it's just the femur moving and not our lower back or our hips. So transverse engaged, making sure you aren't sinking to any joints. And we're just going to do gentle taps up. Just up, up, up. Quick pulses, tiny movement. Remembering to breathe. Here we go. Remembering to not sink into our shoulders, but our scapula are also neutral on our spine. Let's take 5 more breaths here as we pulse up, 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 up. 2 more breaths. All right, bending the knee, rotating into external rotation. We're going to do knee to ear. Just sliding our femur. 3, 2, and 1. And release, pushing back into a child's pose. Deep breath in, exhale, come back into a tabletop position, this time straightening our right leg, finding that neutral pelvis, spine, and shoulders, lifting the right leg up, moving the femur within the hip socket, gentle little pulses up, up, making sure it's your femur moving and not your hips or your low back. So core engaged, pushing into our finger pads, tiny little pulses up. Feeling the burn. Also making sure that as we pulse up, we're using our inner thigh to make sure our leg doesn't stray out to the side. 5 more breaths. One more deep breath in as we pulse up, up, up. And then bending the knee, turning it out, knee to ear. Because there is external rotation, our hip will open just a little bit. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Child's pose. Deep breath in. Exhale. Coming up to our knees. Taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your elbow tips together. Obviously, they're not going to touch, but we want to think of pulling them together. We don't want to internally rotate our shoulders. We want to keep them neutral and happy, and we're just going to elbows together. Moving your arms, your peanut butter. Making sure that there's energy shooting out of your fingertips. All of the muscles in your arms are very active, present, alive. And remembering to breathe. That's my biggest problem, is remembering to breathe, especially when I talk through an exercise while doing it. Let's do 10, 9, 8, moving through peanut butter, 7, making sure our core is still active, 6, 5, belly button to spine, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Moving our arms in big, beautiful circles. Reverse. All right, coming up onto our knees. You're going to take one hand, tilt to the side, straighten one leg, making sure it's on the edge of your foot. We're going to place our hand by our ear, pushing out of the shoulder joint, no sinking into joints, making sure our muscles are supporting our skeleton. And we're going to do these little crunches. So, making sure that the weight goes into that right leg. Deep breath in, you're going to lift the bent leg and do elbow to knee. Down, and then lifting the right leg up. Breathing in. On the exhale, elbow to knee. Down, pushing, making this bridge rainbow, lifting up the right leg and lower. Elbow to knee. Doing good. Lift the right leg. Elbow to knee. Lifting the right leg. Elbow to knee. Lifting the right leg. All right, so we're going to go elbow to knee. Instead of lifting the right leg, we're going to bring our toes forward, heel back, big circle, keeping our pelvis neutral. It's just the femur moving in the hip socket. And lower. And elbow to knee. Up, big circle. 2 big circles. And down and elbow to knee. Reversing the circle. Heel goes back, toes come forward. Elbow to knee. And heel goes back, toes come forward. One last time. Beautiful, big stretch, reaching. We're going to curve, coming back to our knees, keeping that curve going to the other side. All right, next side. So, right arm is going to come down, left leg is going to straighten, making sure that you're pushing your finger pads into the earth so your wrist isn't taking all of the weight, pushing out of our joints, fixing your leggings, hand to ear, pushing, creating this curve in our spine. We're then gonna go elbow to knee, lifting left leg, elbow to knee, lifting left leg, breathing in, and elbow to knee, lifting left leg. All right, elbow to knee. We're gonna do big toes forward, creating the circle, heel back. Toes forward, heel back, place it down, elbow to knee. Toes forward, heel back, pushing out of your shoulder joint. Breathing in, exhale, elbow to knee, up. This time, heel back to toes forward. 2 big circles, placing the foot down, elbow to knee. Last time. Heel back, toes forward, reaching, contracting, curving over, letting it go all the way to the other side. Wonderful. All right, let's keep this fire going. Coming to tabletop position to our forearms. You can either leave your hands in Sphinx. I like to clasp mine. And making sure that we aren't sinking in our low back, but everything is pulled together. We're not sinking into our joints. And we're gonna get our butt going. So, straightening your right leg, making sure that your pelvis is neutral, and we're going to lift it up. So no weird funky stuff happening in our hips, and we're just going to do tiny little pulses up, 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 tiny, tiny, just the femur moving in the hip joint, belly button to spine. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down. Now we're going to rond de jambe our leg to the side, brush it on the floor, and then back. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Using all of those beautiful core muscles. 3, 2, and 1. Coming in. Maybe rolling your shoulders. Coming to the other side. Neutral spine, neutral pelvis. No sinking in joints or lower back. Lengthening that right leg. Pointing the toe, lifting it up, making sure nothing wonky is going on, and then gentle pulses up. It's your femur moving in your hip socket. Belly button to spine, and breathe. As we go up, 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 fast, tiny pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down to rond de jambe to the side and around. Side, core engaged. The only thing moving is your leg. 3, 2, 1. Coming back to child's pose. You can do prayer hands above your head and think of contracting your spine if you want a gentle stretch on your triceps. Slowly coming up, coming to a seated position, creating diamond shape with our legs. Now your feet can be a little far forward in front of you. They don't need to be super close. Deep breath in. We're going to do some contractions. So placing your hands on your shins, and as you contract, they're going to come up a little bit, but we're going to take a deep breath in, and you're scooping belly button to spine, just contracting, making sure that contraction comes from your core and not from your shoulders rolling forward. So deep breath in, and contract. I like to create, I don't know, like I'm holding a big ball. And open, contract, and open, coming up, contract, and open. This time we're going to come, contract. So our legs are pretty loose. All of the work that's happening is in our core. And you don't want your core to be pooching, sticking your stomach out. It's belly button to spine. And you're going to do a gentle twist, twist, twisting from side to side, staying low, making sure the twist isn't coming from your shoulders, but rather your core, your external and internal obliques. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Little pulses. Up, up. Just feeling it burn. Coming all the way up. Breathing in, exhale, reaching forward. Taking a few breaths here. Coming up to now contract again. And open, contract, and open, contract. Really feel it in your core. We're going to take those twists again. Here we go. Right to left, left to right. Doesn't matter, just twist and breathe. The twist is happening right from your core. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Take a moment, make sure your legs are relaxed. Coming up, deep breath in, pulling your chest through, to then lower down. Walking your hands to the left. Walking them to the other side. Back to center, rolling up your spine. All right, now we're gonna get crazy. Coming to a standing position. If you need a chair, if you need that support for balance, go grab one. If you think you've got it, then let's go. So, hands on our hips, feet hip-width distance apart. We're going to tilt forward, our spine a little forward. It's not a complete flat back, just a slight tilt. We want to make sure that there's no swaying in the back, that we're supporting our spine against gravity with all of these luscious muscles. We're then going to lift our right leg, bending the knee, making sure our pelvis is neutral, taking a deep plie in the standing leg. And we're going to do little pulses up. It's just the femur moving in the hip socket. So our hip is not moving with it, just our leg going up, up. Thinking of a slight tuck in the pelvis, belly button to spine, little pulses going up, up. My leg is already starting to shake. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now if you used a chair and it's in front of you, make sure that you have enough room to come up, straighten that leg, to then tilt back forward, without falling, bending the back leg, plying the standing leg, and here we go again, pulses. Core engaged as I tip over. Pulses up, up, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Moving the chair out of the way, reaching our leg forward in front of us, maybe carrying it to the side, back down, coming into warrior 3. So this time our spine is going to come to a flat back. And take a deep breath in, lifting our leg and our chest up to release to a forward fold. Bending our legs, getting ready to do it on the other side. Coming up, hands on our hips. If you have a chair, it's helpful to have it in front of you. Place your forearms on it. Tilting forward, lifting our other leg, plying the standing leg, bending the leg that's up. We're doing little pulses. And think of a slight tuck in the pelvis as our belly button goes to our spine. Pulsing up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing it up to a passe, to lengthen in front. Bringing it back, tilting the pelvic or the spine forward. And tiny little pulses, plying the bottom leg. Here we go. Slight tuck in the pelvis. Just the femur moving in our hip socket. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, passe. Lengthen the leg in front of you. Carry it to the side. Coming down into warrior 3. Taking a deep breath in, lifting our chest and our back leg, and release. Walking out into downward facing dog. Lifting your left leg up, opening up the hips, moving that leg around, coming back to neutral, bringing it knee to nose, and back, knee to nose, coming into pigeon, one of my favorites. Lengthening, squaring the hips off. To fall or walk your hands forward. Breathing, walking your hands back, lifting up, planting our back toes onto the floor, pushing up into a lunge, taking a deep breath in as we come up, Arms to the side. Breathing in and out. Placing our hands on the mat. Bringing that leg back. Chaturanga. To cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Lifting the other leg up. Opening up the hips, circling that leg in the hip joint, squaring off the hips, knee to nose, coming to pigeon, squaring off the hips, lengthening in the spine as we then lower down. Sending breath and life to all of the muscles we're activating. Deep breath in, walking our hands back, tucking our toes under, coming to a lunge. Deep breath in, arms above our head, lowering into that lunge, creating a T with our arms, and breathe. Hands back to the mat, pushing back to a three-legged dog, coming into a chaturanga, to a cobra, pushing back into child's pose. Coming up, coming to our butts, with our feet, our legs right in front of us. We're going to do a little hamstring stretch. If you have tight hamstrings and you find yourself unable to sit up on top of your sits bones, bend your knees until you find that moment of, and just keep them bent because you want the stretch to be here. All right, taking a deep breath in, hands above our head, flexing our feet. We're just going to gently lean forward as far as you can. Breathing in, and on an exhale, releasing down. Trying to keep a lengthen in your back so you're not hunching over, but it's supported. Your spine is supported and lengthening. Reaching forward. If you can grab your toes, your shins, your knees, whatever you can grab onto, you just gently pull your chest through. Deep breath in. On the exhale, now curving your spine over. Rolling up one vertebra at a time. Going to reach your left hand to your right foot. If you can grab your foot, great. If not, ankle, shin, back of your thigh. I'm going to take a grab. I'm going to bring it up, making sure that, again, there's length in your spine. Core is active, supporting the skeleton inside of you. And we're going to reach our right hand to the back, looking back. Just take a gentle twist and a beautiful stretch. All right, looking forward, grabbing your leg with both arms and maybe just pulling it towards the trunk of your body and lowering it down for the other side. Right hand to left leg, bringing it up, lengthening in our spine, core supporting us, reaching our left hand behind us as we look behind us, and breathe. Looking forward, grabbing our leg with both hands, pulling it towards us, keeping our spine lengthened, and release. Beautiful. Just roll our shoulders, move our neck around, release any tension we were holding, shaking our arms, our body. Beautiful. And I'm gonna bring our legs together. Hello, Day-Day. Have you come to join us? And we're gonna have a guest appearance by Day-Day. No, I guess not. All right, putting our left leg on top of our right, giving your dog some love. And we're going to stretch those muscles we just worked. So coming to the right side, if you have your left leg on top. Day-Day, you're kind of in the way. Dea. Coming up. Dea. 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 What are you doing? Right here. Thank you. You don't need to bark at those people. Right here. Sit down. Sit. What? Sit. Okay. No barking, okay? Reaching. Then you're going to curve over. Really feel the stretch in your quadratus lumborum and your tensor fasciae latae, all of these muscles. Walking your hands to center. Rolling up. Lifting your leg to your chest, rocking it back and forth. Switching, this time our right leg is on top of left. Reaching to the left side. And then curving over, placing that right hand on the ground. And breathing into the stretch. Walking our hands to the center. Rolling up, lifting that bottom leg, rocking the femur and the hip socket back and forth, and release. I hope you feel invigorated and your butt will be sore tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me and my dog. If you liked this kind of exercise, please like and subscribe and join me tomorrow because consistency makes progress.